454 and
Mike D 3213 here.
From We Are Sports Gaming. Today, we're talking about the 2020 draft quarterback prospect. Mike, let's get right into it. We're going to go over each and every quarterback, right down the line, how the draft analysts had them ranking being drafted in the draft. So let's start off with this guy named Joe Burrow.
Real quick, we're not in our normal studio today. Coronavirus got everything messed up, so we're doing this over Zoom, and we've been having a hard time with it. This is why the videos are going to be delayed today.
And we took him 3 takes. This is our third take already.
3 takes.
Boy, here we go. Joe Burrow might jump right into it.
Joe Burrow. Kid from LSU, other known as Big Dick Joe. He had it on his hat. You see that picture?
No, I did not, but go ahead.
He had one of the best seasons ever in college football this year, throwing 60 touchdowns and leading his team to a national championship victory. He was fun to watch. I will say he was fun to watch. He is amazing standing in the pocket. His pocket awareness is like nobody else is in this draft. He senses pressure. Like he knows exactly when to step up. Nobody's close to his skill on that factor. But his arm strength lacks a little bit like the zip on the football. He can throw the deep ball. Every once in a while you will see him underthrow him. He can make every throw just about on the field. But the arm strength, as in the zip, just isn't there compared to the rest of the guys. You go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. Well, again, like you brought out everything about Joe Burrow. The guy's 6'4", 221, the prototypical quarterback size.
Good size.
He's in game, good throwing. Throw power is questionable. His arm strength is questionable. Like you said, the zip on the ball is very questionable. The best thing this man has is something you mentioned before, is his pocket awareness.
Yes.
He is that's something that you're born with. That's an instinct that you just have. That's something that this guy has that not a lot of other quarterbacks just have. I mean, he knows when to step up. He'll have the ball back, and he'll make sure he takes that step up so it doesn't get knocked out of his hands. Pocket awareness is huge. He has it. Again, it's something that you can't learn. You can't learn pocket awareness.
You go ahead.
To me, he's a good quarterback. Throwing the football, he's pretty damn good. But it's what scares me is that he only started two seasons. Yeah, and my thing is that he
didn't start. Where was he? His freshman and sophomore year. He didn't start where he was, and then he came to LSU, did decent his junior year, like nothing to be crazy about, and then he blew up his senior year, which gives you concerns because we see that all the time. We even see it in the NFL. Guys will blow up their rookie years and not do nothing for the rest of their career.
I agree, and see, Joe Burrow, to me, what we gotta understand is that can be a negative and a positive. The positive being that it can show that he's coachable, that he can get better throughout time, in a few years in a system. The negative could be, was it a fluke? I mean, that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah, it is. It's a very fair question
to ask. All right, as now we add on to our next guy, Tua. Go ahead.
All right, I like Tua. Tua has everything a quarterback needs. I mean, he's a little small. What is he, 6'1"?
6 foot. Yeah, about 6.5, 6 foot.
He's a little short, but he can make every throw on the field. He's got a strong arm. He can scramble, keep plays. He's not a runner. I'm not saying he's a runner, but he can move around and keep plays alive. The only thing with Tua is his injury history. He's got a terrible injury history from ankles to hips. Like he needs to stay healthy. I always said, tank for Tua. Teams were tanking for Tua. If he would have stayed healthy, he would have been the for-sure number 1 pick this year.
Exactly. Again, you look at Tua. The question with Tua is, of course, it's hip now, but he's always been in that Alabama system, and they say, oh, well, that could – look, I mean, he could only do what he was in. And, of course, Alabama's system is good. Could it raise some concerns? Yeah, I mean, it could. But, I mean, if you're a quarterback for a team, all you can do is do what you can do in that system. Tua takes a lot of care of the football. Last year threw 33 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. And the year before, 43 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Good quarterback, great arm. He relies on his arm, not his mobility. Right? You and me can both say that. He runs if needed.
He'll move around in the pocket. But he does run every once in a while, but he never looks to run. He's not like a guy we'll talk about later, Jalen Hurts likes to run. He does not look to run. He
only if needed. And I mean, that's a good thing.
If he was 100% healthy and he didn't have that hip injury, he'd be. I think he could be immediate impact for any team in the NFL.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what he was the safest pick in this draft until this hip injury. Now we don't know what he's going to bring to the table. So again, there is some concerns, but that's really all for Tua. I mean, great arm. The only thing you got to really question is his mobility, and now his hip, of course, which is kind of scary. All right, Mike. Justin Herbert.
Justin
Go
Herbert.
ahead.
All right, Nick. You know this. I've been talking about Justin Herbert since he was a freshman at Oregon, and I thought he was going to be a phenomenal quarterback. I thought if he came out last year, he would have been the first pick. Justin Herbert is like the perfect NFL quarterback. He's 6'6". He can run. He ran a 4.69 at the combine, and he has an absolute cannon for an arm. His only downsides are sometimes he's inconsistent accuracy-wise. He reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. And the question is leadership. I don't think he's a quiet guy. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's what these analysts make it out to be. I don't care what anybody says. They hate Justin Herbert. These analysts, they absolutely hate Justin Herbert, and I think it's unfair to say that. I personally think he's the best quarterback in this draft. I've been saying it for a long time.
I mean, Mike, this is what we got to look at. 4-year starter.
4-year, yep.
Right?
Since
He improved almost every single season. Okay? Justin Herbert, to me, best arm. He's 6 foot. Let's start with this. He's 6'6", 236. That's a big quarterback. In a 4.69, like you said before. Right?
Yeah.
That's fast. Best arm talent in coming out of the draft.
I would say.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you look at his throw power.
That, he's a stronger arm, but he can't do half of what Herbert can do.
Yeah. I mean, again, Herbert is he's a stronger arm than anyone in this draft, in my opinion. He reminds me of a lot of Josh Allen coming out of the year last year, right?
Yeah.
A few years. Sorry. What am I saying? Yeah. Dude, breaking out. You there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
No, it's
here we go.
We'd like to apologize again. We can't. It's Zoom. It's been tough. This is our third shoot.
This has been terrible. Here we go. Justin Herbert, 6'6", 236, biggest arm coming out of this year's draft. Reminds me of Josh Allen from a few years ago. Look, the thing with Justin Herbert is he's mobile. Okay, very mobile for his size, big arm. Probably my favorite prospect coming out of this year's draft.
My favorite
quarterback wise.
Years. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think he's great.
Yeah. Alrighty. Besides that, let's go on to the next one. We got and you know what? One more thing about Herbert. They say that there's a problem about him coming out of staying in Eugene, Oregon for 4 years. To me, that's a positive. You look at a man like Justin Herbert. He showed loyalty to his place, to his team, and he loved football. Everyone says, "Oh, he loves football because he stayed for 4 years."
They just won't give this guy a break. Every little thing they have to knock him, they knock the guy. Who cares if he stayed at Oregon? He wanted to stay and finish his academics, get his degree, and finish playing a great football career. And another thing that they don't even give him credit for, he was the MVP at a Senior Bowl. Like
hear it.
They just don't like him. I've never seen anything like it. Why like the analysts don't like him? Like I said before, I've been saying it for years. He's going to be the best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah, I like him too. All right, here we go. Let's move on to Jordan Love.
Jordan Love is another guy with phenomenal arm talent. He could throw the ball all types of angles. That's why he's compared to Pat Mahomes. He can sling a sidearm. He can throw it over top. His problem is taking care of the football. That's been his problem. I mean, his junior year he did all right. What did he throw his junior year? Not many interceptions.
Junior year he did really good. He had 32 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions.
But I mean, other than that, every other year he's played, he's had a turnover problem, and it makes you worry that he had such a bad senior season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only knock on the guy. He just needs to make smarter decisions, fix his footwork up a little bit, and he could be a fine NFL quarterback.
I agree. And again, you look at Jordan Love, same thing, had some mechanical issues. Same thing with Justin Herbert. They both have some mechanical issues that they got to get straightened up to be consistent. That's a huge thing in the NFL. You got to fix it up.
Yeah.
Look, the 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions for Jordan Love, that looks disgusting. But then I've heard from some people, again, that they said that from his junior year, the receivers that he was throwing the ball to, all the seniors and stuff, and his coaching staff changed from his junior to his senior season. So with that being stated, that could have made the difference between the 20 touchdowns and the 17 interceptions his senior year. That can hurt you. That can definitely hurt you.
When there's changes within your system, it can mess everything up, and that could have been the case with Jordan Love his senior year. I mean, I hope he has a good NFL career. I don't think he's as good as Justin Herbert. I'll come right out and say that. Or the other two guys we've already talked about. But if he gets...
Definitely has potential.
Stops making such bad... He just needs to know when not to throw the ball. If you watch film on him, I watch him. I'm like, why are you even trying to make that throw? He just needs to learn how to throw the ball away, and that's a lot of guys' problems.
Yeah, his decision making is dropping his stock for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the arm talent in the world. I think he's one of the best throwers of the football in this draft.
Yes.
Weird mechanics. That's why they do strike some similarities between him and Mahomes. But again, if he just straightens out some of his mechanics and he straightens out some of his decision making, he could be one of the, if not the best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah. See, as good as Pat Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. He gets bailed out a lot of times because of the weapons around him.
Yeah.
If Jordan Love goes to a down team, like a weaker team, he is not going to get the same royalties that Pat Mahomes is getting. So he needs to seriously work on his decision making and mechanics and get it squared away.
Exactly. Jordan Love needs to do that for sure. And now we head on to the name Jalen Hurts. Go ahead.
I like Jalen Hurts a lot. Jalen Hurts, it's a tough story. He's starting in the national championship game and gets benched for Tua. Now that right there, that knocks the wind out of you. That right there would make you want to quit. But not this kid. He goes to Oklahoma and has success. Again. He is a great leader. He runs the ball phenomenally. He is a smart kid. There's just a few things he needs to fix with his throwing. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but then again, his arm isn't weak either. I think I think he could be a very good quarterback in this league. He plays this game with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, he's 6'2", threw 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last season, right? To me, this guy's very smart, very athletic. He's a scrambler. That's what he is. He's very mobile.
Yeah, he will run the ball.
Go ahead.
No, I said he will run the ball.
Yeah. Coming out of the draft, I think he's a better thrower than Lamar Jackson was. Yeah. He's not a better runner, but he's a better thrower. He's very smart, very athletic. Putting him in the right system with the right coaches. You know what? He can definitely go places. This man right here could be really, really good for a team. I mean, he can potentially be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I can see a little Russell Wilson-like. He just needs to get put in the right system. He needs to have weapons around him, and he can honestly make you hurt in the NFL. But if you put him on a team with nobody, it's going to be a little tough for him right away. All these quarterbacks got some things to fix up. They all need to be put in the right system. It's important to be put in the right system in the NFL. You got to work towards your strengths, not your weaknesses.
And to me, Jalen Hurts, like you were just saying before, this man right here, if he was worked on his throwing ability, he'll have it set. He'll definitely have it set.
His mindset.
Again, we'll have more.
I think, to be honest with you, he is the best leader on this list.
Yeah.
He controls his huddle and his locker room better than anybody else. He truly gets respect from the peers around him. He just needs to straighten a few things out, and I think he could be an NFL starting quarterback.
Like I said, I saw him ace the Mariucci quarterback camp the other day. Very smart kid. And his dad, I think, was a coach as well. So that's huge for Hurts.
And not to mention, he had a good combine.
Yep. Say it again. I'm sorry. You broke up again.
He had a good combine.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, no, he did have a good combine. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Heading on now to Jacob Eason. All right. Go ahead.
Nick, you know how I feel about old Jacob Eason. I think he stinks. I think he's the worst quarterback on this list, and I'll tell you why. Jacob Eason has got a big frame. He's 6'6", 230 probably. Got a cannon of an arm. I'm not taking anything away from the guy's arm strength, but other than that, he doesn't have anything. His pocket awareness is terrible. He's horrible when pressured, and when he's blitzed, he is horrible. Go watch film of Jacob Eason throwing a ball under pressure. It's not a pretty sight to see. He couldn't beat out Jake Fromm in Georgia. And he really only has 1 year under his belt, and he honestly didn't even do that well. I think Jacob Eason has a lot to work on to be an NFL-ready quarterback. I don't care for him at all. I think he moves like he's got cinder blocks on his feet. All he can do is throw the ball hard. I don't see him as an accurate quarterback. He's got a lot to work on.
I agree. I mean, look, 6'6", 230.
I'm just telling, because I know people are going to get mad in the comments. I'm just telling you what I see.
6'6", 230. We gotta understand this. He almost an exact comparison to Justin Herbert. Besides, the difference is he can't move. He is not mobile at all whatsoever. Look,
and he can't
Jacob
make the
Eason.
Throws Herbert can make either. I mean, he's got a strong arm, but Herbert can make more throws than Jacob Eason can make.
Yeah, no, Jacob Eason has a really strong arm. Like you said before, could possibly be the strongest arm in this draft. But maybe, again, we don't know. The thing that I question is his mobility. He can't move. To me, I don't mind Easton. I really think that this guy could be good. But the problem with Easton is, when I look at Easton, the leadership issue. You and me both know this guy's a partier. He's not this. He's not. You can't have it. I mean, you got to understand is that to be a quarterback of a team, you got to demand the most out of them, and they got to be a role model. They got to be the leader of a bunch of men, and you can't have a partier. They got to be a role model. And to me, Jacob Eason, if he can't fix that out, if he cannot have a better attitude and lead a group of men, he will never be successful. So that's the biggest knock on him. There's only a few coaches that can change him too. Go ahead.
The difference between college football and the NFL is huge. He's going to get in an NFL locker room, and if he's acting the way he acts now, they're going to tell him to pack his bags and leave. They will cut him.
I agree.
It's not like they're, especially at the quarterback position. You need to be a leader. You need to grow up, and I think he just needs to really change his ways if he wants success in the NFL.
And my thing is, too, again, his talent's there. That's why I rank him above Jake Fromm. But here's the thing about Jacob Eason again, okay? To me, the leadership thing is a huge problem, and I don't know. When you're not supposed to be a top pick, you got to work twice as hard. And if he can't fits out
his
work ethic. Say it again?
I don't see it. He doesn't have the work ethic that the other guys on this list have.
They don't. And again, if he can't fix his leadership thing, being such a low draft pick, potentially third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round, who knows? He will not be on that team for long if he can't fix his leadership thing. He can't. He won't be. All right, Mike, Jake Fromm.
All right, Jake Fromm. Another guy that can't move. He is locked in the ground. He does not move well. But he is a general. He's a good leader. He knows how to play the quarterback position. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but he gets rid of the ball quick. Doesn't turn the ball over. Can make most of the throws on the field. Some of the deep balls he won't even try to throw them because he just doesn't have the arm for it. He can make the throws. I don't mind Fromm that much. I think if you get him in the right system, like a West Coast team that is run heavy, and passes the ball, he reminds me of like an Alex Smith. But I mean, I'm not saying he's great, but I'm not saying he's terrible. Like, he's probably below average, I would say.
Yeah. No, those are all fair comments to make again. And look, Jake Fromm, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions last year. Never threw a lot. He decreases interceptions by 1 every year, 7, 6, then 5, right? This guy, Jake Fromm, not mobile, doesn't have the biggest arm. He's a check down guy. Like you said, he's a West Coast. This guy is a West Coast kind of a guy. Underneath, he'll throw a lot of passes underneath. He won't throw the ball more than 40 yards, most likely. He's going to stay underneath, throw nice short passes, move the ball with a good run game. He needs to be in the right system. He's a system kind of a guy who rarely run the ball. So to me, again, Jake Fromm, 6'2", 219, he could be something. I do got him listed as the worst one out of the 7 that we just listed. But, I mean, I think that's fair to say. And if you don't work on, I don't know, honestly, there's really nothing to work. He doesn't have a big arm. So he just needs to work on just being a good leader.
He needs to get rid of the ball quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's fair to say. Yeah. Work on anticipation rather than that's what these people with weaker arms have to do. Yeah. All right, Mike. Here we go. Our one sleeper apiece.
You take it over. You go first. This is yours.
All right, look. You guys might think I'm a little stupid here, for sure. But look, these are people that might not even get drafted. Maybe. Who knows? But we're going to throw out a name that we think that could potentially be the next sleeping quarterback in the draft. And my guy's name is James Morgan from Florida International. Now, look. I watched film on him after I saw someone with a name, I think it was Bill Belichick. Does that ring a bell?
No.
No? I think I could have the name wrong. He was a Bill Belichick, if I'm not mistaken. He was watching this guy, and 2 seasons ago, he threw 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Last year, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Look, I'm not saying he's going to be this all-star. What I'm saying is you put him in the right system. He's a gunslinger. His accuracy is iffy. He does have touch. His role models are the Brett Favre / Aaron Rodgers type. He likes to do that. Look, don't knock the guy. I mean, let's just see what he can do. Put him in the right system.
It's just a prediction. We could be.
Let's see what James Morgan can do. Go ahead. Who's yours?
All right, my sleeper is Anthony Gordon from Washington State. He's a little bit more of a known guy than the name you spit out, but he's 6'3", 210. his strengths are he gets rid of the ball very quickly, and he's got great anticipation in the pocket. Lacks some footwork and arm strength. I mean, footwork can be taught. Arm strength, I mean, kind of are where you are at this point in his career. He had a good college career. He only had really one season he started. I think he threw 46 touchdowns. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I mean, he had a solid season. He's another one that we could have said it was just a fluke. I mean, you don't know. This is just our sleeper pick, and I'm going with Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon. I mean, again, that's another good pick. All right, Mike. I think you had a few things that you wanted us to go over. Go ahead.
All right,
take it away.
You're the Cincinnati Bengals ownership GM. You're sitting at number one. Who are you taking? I don't take all the analysts bull crap. Throw it out the window. Who are you taking?
Well, you know something. I'm building. If I'm the GM for the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm building future. That's the way it is. I mean, they're not going to win right now, right? We can both agree.
Yeah.
I would go out and take Justin Herbert.
I'm the same way. One guy came out and said they don't like him. Now everybody hates Justin Herbert. I really don't understand what the hatred is with this kid. I think he's going to be a phenomenal talent. Like I said, probably 3 other times in this video, he's going to be the best quarterback.
I mean, it's definitely possible. Maurice Jones-Drew is the only guy that actually had Bengals taking him. It's not going to happen. But you know what? It's a possibility. You never know. You honestly never know. All right, Mike. 2 more things you had for us. Go ahead.
All right, so give me your top 5. Top 5 quarterbacks. 5. Not future. No, your top 5 quarterbacks who you think are going to end up being the best throughout for just the top 5. List them.
At the end of the day. Okay, here we go.
I don't want you to think too much into it. Just name top 5. And I'll do mine.
Again, first things first, I want to give you credit. You've been saying Justin Herbert for years. I got him listed as one as well.
Me too, Justin Herbert.
Number 2, Joe Burrow.
All right, number 2, I'm a little different here. I got Tua.
Number 3, Tua.
All right, number 3 for me is Joe Burrow.
4, Jordan Love.
My 4 is Jalen Hurts.
And my 5 is Hurts.
And then, my 5 is Jordan Love. All right, one more thing before we get off here. Start 1, bench 1, cut 1. All right, now here are the 3 options. Justin Herbert, Tua, and Joe Burrow.
3 top guys. Well, here you go. Look, I got to start one right now.
We're talking right now. We're not talking down the line right now.
Yeah, when the season opens up, let's go, right? And I'm gonna go with Tua's healthy just because, I mean, that's a huge question. If Tua's healthy, he is the most NFL ready. I'd start Tua. I would bench Justin Herbert, let him have a few years and sit behind him. Who knows? Take the starting reins. Sorry, the first overall pick, Joe Burrow, I got to cut him. Right?
I mean, I like where you're going. I think Tua's phenomenal. I think if Tua's healthy, he could, like I said earlier in the video, he will impact the team immediately. Like, if he goes to the Dolphins, he's fully healthy, he's going to start week 1. I think he's going to have success. But me, I'm starting the guy with the talent, who I believe has the most talent, as I keep saying. I'm starting Justin Herbert. I'm benching Tua, and I'm also cutting the first overall pick.
That's crazy. Isn't that just crazy how that can happen?
People are going to give us heat for that if they watched to this long in the video.
Or LSU fans, yeah.
Comment yours in the
let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Look, here we go. One more thing. I just want to go over them. I got little words or phrases for each one of these players. I mean, again, you might disagree, but this is what I said for all of them. Joe Burrow, above average. Yeah. He's an above average quarterback coming out here. Tua is most NFL ready. He was at least the most NFL. He is the most NFL ready. The question is his hip. I mean, he's NFL ready, but the injury concern is there.
Like people were saying, tank for Tua. He was going to be the first pick. He doesn't mess up his hip. He's the first pick.
So I think he's in most NFL ready. Most potential by far, I think, is Justin Herbert. Yeah. Justin Herbert by far. Jordan Love needs work. It needs work. That's what I said for him.
A lot of people argue with you Jordan Love's most potential. But
he could be, but he needs work. That's what I'm saying.
Even the NFL is split on Jordan Love. Like, there's some coaches love him, some coaches don't think he's any good at all. It's crazy. It's crazy how everyone's so divided on this one player.
Jacob Eason, leadership issues? Absolutely. He needs to fix those right away.
Stinks. That's my one word.
Jake Fromm, I'm saying, is the bust out of these 7. Plus question mark is what I wrote. The last one, Jalen Hurts, athletic, smart. He has all that you want in him. Good leader. You said
You know
that you would take him as a leader.
Yeah, Hurts. Hurts, amazing leader. While we're here, the top three that were in the thing we did before, the bench start cut.
Yep.
Pick one bust.
Wow.
Three, pick one bust.
You know what? I'm gonna go with this, and this is horrible to say.
I think we're gonna say the same thing.
I don't know, Mike. I'm going with Tua as the bust.
Oh, you're going Tua as the bust
because the injury concerns.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stay healthy. I'm not wish. Look, I'm not. Yeah. I wish him the best, but
listen,
Mike,
I'm saying this, and I do not hate Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow is my bust. I think Joe Burrow is going to be pretty good, but when it comes down to these other two guys, I think they're going to be better. I think Tua and Herbert are both going to be better than Joe Burrow, and I think that's a fair argument.
You know what our power player used to say? Best ability is availability, and if Tua cannot stay on the field, he will be a bust. Look, I don't wish any bust to any of them.
I mean, if you can't stay on the field, you're useless. I mean, as harsh as that may sound, you can't stay on the field. What's the sense of playing?
I agree. And again,
your body healthy first.
To me, Tua, I'm wishing him the best, but the injury concerns are there. This was fun to do, Mike.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Hopefully we can get back in the studio.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully soon enough. Remember, our live draft show is coming soon, and the wide receiver thing will be coming out in 2 hours from now. But remember, we had to delay it one day, so we're sorry for you guys.
I apologize about that, but it's tough with this whole coronavirus.
This was probably honestly the worst recording session we might have had, and we're still going to just hope for the best. Cross our fingers that this one works.
Everyone stay safe out there.
Yes, stay safe. Sign off now, Nitchy454 from Weird Sports Gaming.
Mike D3213.
The best is yet to come. Peace.